idea, Chief, about how many people are displaced, and any idea when some of those folks might be able to get back in?
There's roughly 20 apartments. There was quite a few people at home, so it's hard to say how many, but there will be quite a few.
And you said when you guys got here, the first thing you had to do was, it was kind of a chaotic scene with all the people involved.
Yeah.
You had to go search the whole building and make sure nobody was in here.
Absolutely.
Right?
We did our primary and secondary searches, which we found nothing, but that was the first rule of thumb is to do your search and rescue first.
Last thing for me, and then these guys might have some questions. Any idea on early idea what?
No, it's too early to speculate on where it's going. The fire marshal's on scene.
Oh, is the Red Cross helping out?
He hasn't been called yet. They haven't been called, but they probably will, depending on the number of people.
Anybody working smoke detectors?
Yes, she said she was in the apartment, heard the smoke detectors, and got up, and then got out of the building. So they were working.
Might have saved some lives.
It definitely saved lives. It could have been a really different scene if we didn't.
As concerned as you were when this call came in, you got to be thrilled with this outcome.
The guys did a great attack. They pulled off the 2.5 and went right to work, and knockdown was within probably 5 to 10 minutes, which is great.
Any idea when anybody will be able to get back into the other apartments?
It's going to be quite a few hours. We cut power Eversource cut power to the building, so it's going to be quite a while. I would say later in the day probably we can isolate that one apartment and get the people back in, depending on the smoke damage.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it. Once again.